craziest trade deadline in NBA history is wrapped up, and I want to give you my three biggest winners and losers. Easily the biggest winner are the Los Angeles Lakers. They made the most shocking acquisition in NBA history with Luka Doncic. He's a 25-year-old superstar, perennial MVP candidate, already Hall of Famer, one of the best playoff performers of the decade. I can't believe they acquired him, and not only does he help them win for the next decade as the face of the Lakers, but he can legitimately give LeBron James a chance to win ring number 5 now, something that I thought was kind of a dead dream in Los Angeles. And not to mention, they also pick up Mark Williams, a great young big man. They gave up a lot to get him, and he is injury prone, but if he can stay even close to healthy, Luka and his chemistry is going to be insane, not to mention having LeBron James out there as well. It was an incredible deadline, easily the best one. Which brings us to the biggest loser, and that is the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, they traded Luka Doncic. Really, I could just say that, move on to the next one. They are going to be a good team still. The defense is going to be great. Max Christie has looked really good in his first 2 games as a Maverick, but the offense, I think, is really going to suffer with the loss of Luka Doncic. I'm not trusting Kyrie or AD to be my leading guy in a championship team. They've never done it before. I don't think they're going to be ready to do it now. They just completely threw away a championship window. They were in the finals last year and traded a guy that was the face of the franchise, the fan favorite. I mean, there are so many Mavericks fans telling me that they're not even Mavs fans anymore because they made this trade, which also just completely ruined stuff from the business aspect. One of the worst trades ever, one of the worst deadlines ever. My next big winner are the San Antonio Spurs. They got De'Aaron Fox, a great co-star to pair next to Victor Wembanyama. He's young, and they didn't have to give up any of their great young pieces, any of the Atlanta Hawks picks. Not to mention, on top of that, the Hawks got way worse here over the course of the deadline, and they have their first-round pick unprotected. We could see another top 5 level talent in this stacked draft class coming to San Antonio soon. Home run deadline for them. Meanwhile, the Phoenix Suns completely botched everything. They tried to go after Jimmy Butler very heavily, pretty publicly tried to get Bradley Beal to waive his no-trade clause, which he didn't want to do, and then they panicked and tried to trade Kevin Durant, who now feels blindsided by that decision, so they threw a ton of turmoil and chaos into the locker room. They're still a bad team. They really didn't improve at all. They dealt away Yusuf Nurkic, but I don't love the pieces they got back. I think this team was already bad. It's going to get worse, and this feels pretty clearly like the beginning of the end for this Suns big 3, if you even want to call it that. And my final winner are the Cleveland Cavaliers. They pick up DeAndre Hunter, who has been lights out as a shooter this season, is putting up nearly 20 points per game. It's a career year, and now he slots in perfectly at the 3 in that starting lineup, can move up to the 4 in some moments if they need him to. A versatile player that really makes the Cavaliers solidified as championship level. And my final big loser are the Milwaukee Bucks. Kuzma's legitimately been one of the worst players in the NBA this season, and you sent a franchise legend to Washington to get him. The only silver lining was that they got a little bit more financial flexibility, and they used that to make literally no moves. They added Kevin Porter Jr. and Jericho Sims. The team wasn't a contender when they really needed to become one. Not that they were going to